Hey everyone, it's Dan Charles with LiteForex. It's Wednesday, March 11th, just after market close. I'm going to break down the major Forex pairs, starting with the Australian USD. Please subscribe to the channel and go to the link in the description below this video. Okay, so we're looking at Australian USD. Now, it was really setting up bearish yesterday, so I was bearish for today. Small movement today, especially after the very volatile day on the 9th. Look at this long lower wick, long upper wick. And right now I'm just going to continue being bearish on the Australian USD. Let's see if this low can get taken out, and that's the low made on February 28th, which was 0.6434. Let's see if that price can get taken out. The 240 and the 15. We got the 15. We got the 60 up here. Okay, now the 60 is telling me we're going to get a bit of a rebound next. The 240 is definitely setting up bearish. But yeah, I'm going to continue to be bearish on the Australian USD. Let's take a look at the futures contract. Ooh, yeah, the futures look a little bit different. Definitely setting up bearish, definitely setting up to challenge this low on the 28th. On the futures, it's 64.37. Yeah, we're going to be bearish going forward on the Australian dollar. No doubt about it. All the time frames are looking bearish. Monthly, weekly, daily. We're going to stick with bears. Okay, Euro USD. Okay, so I've been watching Euro USD and I've been waiting for the pullback to come. And you can see on the 9th, we hit some resistance at 1.1500, hitting a high of 14.95, pulling back. I was pretty confident we were going to pull back yesterday, and we did. We filled this gap in here. Big drop yesterday, and then today we came up, hitting a high of 13.67, and then back down. I think there's more downside. Let's see if it can hold support around 12.36, which was the open. It's 12.37. The close of the 5th and the open of the 6th, that's going to be our next level of support. But I look at that weekly and I see this coming down more, especially what happened today. The bulls were in control, it was being driven back up. The bears took over, driving it back down. The momentum is to the downside. The first test, though, is breaking this this support at 12.37. Let's take a look at the Euro Futures. Okay, Euro Futures, yeah, so the 9th, just such a big gap. Two big gap ups. Big gap up on the 6th, big gap up on the 9th. That gap needed to be filled, needed to be pulling back. Same thing, the weekly just looks like there's more downside. Yeah, I think there's more downside on the euro. Okay, pound USD. So pound USD price broke on the 6th. We were hitting resistance. We closed at resistance on the 6th, then we busted through on the 9th, and we hit more resistance. You can see here at the highs, the top of that resistance level, 32. So 3,200 resistance again, and big drop yesterday. We needed to fill this gap in, the gap from the moving average to where price is. So that was very much no surprise to me. And then today the bulls tried driving it up, hit resistance at 3,000. The high today was 29.77, and then back down. The momentum is all to the downside. We got to look at these lows, 27.24 getting taken out. Everything looks bearish. The monthly, the weekly, every time frame. Now the short term the 60. We are hitting some support as we speak right now, 28.05. This looks like it could definitely pull up, but overall I'm going to be bearish on the pound. Let's take a look at the futures, pound futures. Yeah, it looks pretty much the same. Look at this big gap up, hitting a wall, 31.50, 52. Big gap needed to be filled. Big collapse yesterday, and the same thing. Yeah, there's no doubt this looks more bearish than anything, and I'm going to be looking more for a short, a sell. But watch that 60, because we're definitely, you got to watch the entry, because this does look like it will have a bit of a pull up here. Okay, New Zealand USD. Same thing with the Australian dollar. It was up. It was looking quite bullish early on. Came up, hit a high of 63.44, but resistance at 63.50. Came close to that and then back down. This looks more bearish to me going forward. Everything, I guess, is looking bearish so far. Yeah, that 61.91 low. Of course, 62 is an important support price as well. So this to me looks like it's going to go lower. Yeah, everything's looking. So the 60 looks like it could pull up more before it continues this downtrend. Let's take a look at the New Zealand futures. So it does look a little bit different. Kind of a strange day, gapping up, coming down. Very strange day, actually. Let's see though if it can take out that low made on February 28th. Okay, on to the USD Canadian dollar. So the USD Canadian dollar, we're going to see if it can hold support at 37. That's going to be very important support. Did dip below it, but it's where we're at right now. 38 is the resistance. You can see we pulled back on that on the 10th. Came very, very close. 37.96, pulled back. I was really expecting this to pull back today just based on that resistance at 38. But it rebounded and right now is above the support level. So as of now, we got to let it ride. If it wants to continue going higher, it can do that. But this is just going straight up, and nothing goes straight up like this for long. It's always going to pull back. We are putting in lower highs. So I am still leaning on this pulling back, but as long as it holds this support at 37, then in theory it can continue to go up, but it's going to pull back very, very, very soon, and it looks more to me like tomorrow. Let's take a look at the Canadian dollar. If that looks like it's going to pull back, this should look like it's going to rebound. So looking at this, we're overextended. Canadian dollar putting in a higher low, and we have this gap here. Yeah, this looks more like we're going to have a rebound to the upside on the Canadian dollar. Yeah, we're just far from the moving average. Big gap down. Things just don't keep going straight down for long. They're always going to rebound, set up, and then determine whether they're going to continue the downtrend, the next leg down, or they're going to change trends. Clearly, we're in a downtrend on the Canadian dollar. We're in an uptrend on the USD CAD. That's very, very obvious. But this looks more to me like we'll have a rebound to the upside and a pullback on the USD CAD. Okay, lastly, USD yen. Now, USD yen had a big rebound yesterday. The stock market had a big rebound. Everything had a big rebound yesterday. And you can see we are putting in a bit of a wall, though, at where we closed. We closed at 105.63, and we opened at 105.63, and then boom, down. So we are getting some resistance at that price. But 106, we're close to 106, and that is the important price to, at least in the short term, break above. And then we got to look at other levels like 107, of course. But for now, let's see if it can break. We're roughly at the center line of the candle today, roughly around 104. The low was 104.09, so there is support at 104. We're pulling up. Let's see if this can continue this rebound and break out. Now, of course, if it breaks below this support at 104, then in theory it can continue going lower. But the way it's looking right now, I'm leaning more on the side that it will continue this uptrend. Just you look at the weekly chart here, and it does look like there should be more upside, but we need to bust through resistance at that 105.63 price, and then of course 106. Let's take a look at the yen futures. This will be the opposite. There it is. So yeah, you can see on the 9th this big gap up, needed a pullback, and right now we're just kind of hovering between we're in the range, we're in the open and the low range of yesterday's candle. So it's going to break one way. This looks to me like it should come down. I mean, if we go back to look at the USD yen, I'm leaning more towards this actually rebounding, which would send the yen down, and that's where I think we're going to go. But of course, if this breaks above this resistance 0.0095870 and wants to continue this run, the thing is like I just said, when something's just going straight up like this, it's short term. I don't care if it's a currency, a commodity, a stock, whatever. When something's just going straight up, it's going to be a short-term move. It's going to pull back, and yeah, I think this should come down more, and which would send the USD yen up. Okay, that's the breakdown for March 11th. Please subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button if you like my videos and they help you. Thank you for watching and have a great day.